This video is going to be about polarity. What you are seeing right now is a polarity checker by Galaxy Audio. It is called a cricket because of the chirping sound it makes. If you do not have some type of polarity checker in your tool bag, I would highly recommend that you purchase one. This one is around $100. In order to make your PA kick butt or simply be the best it can be, we have to know the polarity of the system. It is, in my opinion, absolutely essential. One of the biggest mistakes I see and hear in sound systems today is an out of polarity speaker or several speakers. This includes monitor wedges as well. Sometimes the sound engineer is aware that there is an issue but doesn't quite know how to pinpoint the problem. All they know is the mixing board isn't fixing the issue. Other times the sound guy is completely oblivious to what is going on. One of the first things I learned when I purchased my first PA was about examination, verification of the parts, plus polarity. In other words, does each piece of gear operate the way it's supposed to? This is important because these are the types of things that need to be done before going to the gig, not at the gig. All too often, I see engineers distracted from the show because they are diagnosing issues rather than being creative during the show. Being on the creative side of the mixing board is a lot more fun. Examining and verifying the parts of your PA will also afford you the luxury to rule out an issue if something should happen during a gig. For example, can you say with 100% certainty, yes, all my mic cables are wired correctly and have no audible defects? This includes the cables that connect from the mixing board to the speaker processor and from the speaker processor to the power amps. It works the same if you have powered speakers as well. Yes, my speaker cables are wired correctly. Yes, all my speakers are wired positive polarity, including the monitors. As a final check, I will run a positive impulse through the entire signal chain, starting at the kick drum mic. Unplug the mic cable to the kick drum, connect the cricket send unit, and send a positive pulse through the entire signal chain, through the snake to the mixing board, and all the way back, and hopefully the result will be a positive polarity condition at the speaker, highs, mids, and lows. When you have a speaker or speakers out of polarity with each other, for example, a left horn and a right horn, it will cause destructive interference, which means it will cause cancellations in the acoustic spectrum and is very audible. This means the mixing board cannot solve these issues. You cannot EQ your way out of a polarity flip, so we must check everything before we take the system out to a gig. When the polarity is correct, it makes for a better place to start mixing. The cricket can check continuity of your mic cables, your 1/4 inch speaker cables, your tip sleeve and tip ring sleeve cables. A very nice chart comes with the cricket and it's placed on the bottom side of each unit. To check speak-on connections, you will have to make up a 1/4 inch to NL2 or NL4 connector. This can be easily done by visual inspection. Connect the cable to the external speaker jack on the back side of the send unit and connect the other end into your speaker cabinet. From there, hold up the receive unit with the external mic pointed towards the speaker. You should then get a positive or negative polarity reading. Repeat this process on all your speaker cabinets, and if you find one out of polarity with the others, then you will have to open up the cabinet and make sure that you have the wires connected to the speaker or the speaker jack correctly. Let me make a disclaimer here. Let's say you checked your main speakers, you have a top with a horn and a woofer in it. If both horns are reading negative polarity, it is possible that the manufacturer wanted them to be that way. I would contact a speaker maker and find out before flipping the horns to a positive polarity. Most of the time when this occurs, it is because it takes less time alignment delay to the mid-woofer than it would if the horns were in positive polarity. Horns can demonstrate a negative polarity compared to the mid-woofer as long as all the horns read the same and all the woofers read the same. Left and right differences are going to cause problems. You simply cannot underestimate a good cable tester and polarity checker. Examine and verify all the parts plus polarity and you will be well on your way to the creative side of the mixing board rather than the diagnostic side.